Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about integers and their opposite. So let's first start off with the definition of an integer. It is going to be all your positive and negative numbers, including 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, and then starting to go negative, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so forth. It is not your decimals and your fractions. So it is not 8.6. It is not negative 1/2. It is not your fractions and your decimals. We'll get to that later. It's just your positive and your negative whole numbers, including 0. So let's look at these integers, and we're going to decide if they're an integer or not by putting a circle or an X. So let's look at -6 and 0/10. So for this one, it is 0.0, but remember that can kind of be eliminated. So -6 is an integer. Pi is 3.14, which is a decimal, which is not an integer. -58 is an integer. Go ahead and do these next ones. Pause the video here and then come back and check them. So 0 is an integer. 6/3, you're probably thinking, Miss Townsend, it's a fraction, so it's not. But it actually is, because if you divide it out, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So it is an integer. -12 and 8/10 has a decimal, so it's not. -6/5, so let's divide it out. Goes in one time, one left over. So it is -1 and 1/5, which is a fraction, so it is not an integer. So opposites are two numbers that are the same distance from 0 in opposite directions. So think about like on a number line, okay? So if I have 0 here and I have -4 and I have 4, the distance from here to here is 4, and the distance from here to here is also 4. So their distances are both 4. So you're always looking for the distances. They're opposites. So for 42, what is the number that's going to be 42 away from 0 on the other side? Would be -42. So -12, what number on the other side of 0 would be 12 away? Would be +12. Try the next ones and come back and check it. So 85, the opposite is going to be -85. 145, the opposite is -145. 36 would be -36 would be +36. So for these ones, we have the opposite of the opposite, okay? So think about it as we're starting at this number, which would be -53. Then we're doing the opposite, which would be +53. Then we're going back again to -53. So kind of think about it as you start at the first number, figure out what the opposite is, and then figure out what the opposite is again. Same thing kind of here. I always think of it like we're starting at 19. The opposite of that is -19. The opposite of that, again, is back to +19. So we went from 19 to -19, back to +19. Go ahead and try the last one, and then we'll come back and check it. So you're starting at +23. The opposite of that would be -23. And then the opposite of that would be back to +23. So go ahead and fill in the unit plan that you have finished the video lesson, and then go ahead and start on your practice options.